Let's go, boys. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our first podcast of the year of fall 2024. It's your boy Maju back in his suit. The last time you'll see him in his suit until probably next draft. So let's go. Let's get this. I'm going to bring my fellow colleagues in. And we got this, custom music. You just got to do it up. So I got my co-hosts with me. First of all, you love to hate him, you hate to love him, whatever you got. You got Mr. Faisal Mehboob somewhere in some town in front of his own house or something. So what's going on, Foster?
What's going on? How you doing?
Alhamdulillah, bro. Alhamdulillah. I am so
Glad to be on,
man. I'm so hyped to just have you on, but let's get this show going.
I'm happy to be on.
And
first-time podcaster, long-time listener. Thanks for having me on.
Yo, man, without
Zaid
you,
Maju,
you're just
like Ron McLean, the brown version.
Anyways, I got to keep the peace. I'm gonna let you finish, but I'll take you off if I have to. But we got Abdulaziz Khan over here.
Boys.
The only leading scorer of Team Rida in the summer, so I'm excited to see what he can do this fall season. He knows he's got to step it up, but he was there watching games with me in the penalty box. Well, I think where he stayed quite a bit, but anyways, he's there. So let's get the show on the road, boys. First of all, we're going to jump right into the key dates. So what do we need to keep in mind? Everyone wants to know this. I'm going to shove you guys out here a little bit. There we go. So key dates to keep in mind for this upcoming season is the regular season starts this Friday. We don't have a schedule just yet, but it is working. So make sure you got your Fridays open. You're not going, anywhere that's not halal approved. And then we got trades, roster freeze. So trade and roster freezes on Tuesday, October the 29th. Now, separate to that is a waiver roster freeze on November the 5th. What that means is in between those dates, if a person drops out due to injury, commitments, whatever now comes up, person can be dropped, and then we can get some waiver wire and waiver changes happening. The end of the regular season is going to be marked off on November the 29th. Playoffs start the week right after on December the 6th, and we need to get out of there by December the 20th. So, you bring your parkas, bring whatever you guys need to do, because I just see man's not being able to handle the cold. But me, I'm just going to be coming in my jersey as it is day in, day out, and we got to get this going. So, without further ado, let's get into the teams. Let's break this down. Let's see what we're working with. We're just going to stick to the actual teams, the way they drafted. So first overall, the first pick went to Ihsan, and they had Wasim Bauda as their first pick. We have him on the forward. So these are the lines I created, what I think the team would do best with. And I also took into consideration what they had, what they drafted. So I'm just make this front and center for a second. So you have your defensemen, you have your forwards, you got your defenseman, you got your goalie. Apologies if I made any mistakes on spellings, because I still had to do this off of a sheet, and spelling's not the best thing for me. Neither is speaking, but I threw Daoud on D just because they were lacking a few D men here and there. But anyways, so that's what I have. What are your thoughts? Abdulaziz, I know you played on Ihsan for quite a bit, so what's your thoughts with this lineup first, and then Faisal, I'll come to you.
Wait. Let me just say one thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Before we get started, are you surprised at all that Daoud made a trade right away and kept his contracts in place? Like he had Farouk Sani on unrestricted free agency, and all of a sudden they matched the offer and brought him back. Like this man speaks to his guys.
So. Yeah. Okay. So I guess you're going to interject me anyway. So we had two accommodation trades already happen. So first one, we have Ihsan acquires Rizwan Khaler and Farouk Sani from Yaqeen for Daoud Siddiqui and Ibrahim Siddiqui. Again, the Siddiqui brothers. One of the Siddiqui brothers, I believe Yusuf Siddiqui, is the GM of Yaqeen. So he wanted to play with his brothers, and then sending over Farouk Sani to continue that contract. So yeah, I'm not surprised. A little shocked, but not too super shocked. But yeah. Anyways, Abdulaziz, let's go.
Um, I don't think Dawood's gonna play D. I think Dawood's gonna go forward because he's gonna leave Wadi to quarterback D, run the D core, run whoever he wants, and then he's gonna take sole control of that forward core. And I think maybe someone in that forward core might have to drop to D to accommodate that change, and then they'll change it accordingly. And I definitely don't see, maybe depending on attendance, you'll switch it up a bit, but definitely if it's like a full 15 guys that are coming every game to Sans games, it's gonna be Dawood running that forward and defense run by Wadi. And I know Dawood's gonna. I'll be there beside the box, and I know I'll be hearing Dawood say, "Get the ball out! Get the ball out!"
So we already have Dawood Siamber, DC Team DC fan club. We got the man who runs the fan page, Faisal. Faisal, you have your number one fan checking in, but I don't know, man,
DC
because
all the way.
if you have DC as a forward, you already have Danish Khan playing defense, who's listed as a forward. So I don't know who you're going to drop. Anyways, Faisal.
Listen, I think it's interchangeable, and they have that flexibility. Even you look at Taha, he's flexible. I know he prefers defense, but he can play forward. Ali Wadi easily can transition to a forward. Danish as well. So and I think Omar Farouk Daya can drop back, and Abdullah Sadiq Patel, he can drop back on D as well. So they've got good utility men there and a lot of flexibility. Even Zayed can play forward or back. So
I don't know what
they've got a
scouting
lot of
report-
flexibility.
I don't know what scouting report you're talking about or what you're seeing, but like Omar Farouk Diab does not play defense. He's a pure forward. Zahid, okay, maybe he can come back. Abdul Sadiq Patel, I don't think that he's ever played defense. So
He has.
and-
When he played with us, he
So
dibble dabbled
I played
Okay.
with
few
both.
shifts.
I played with both Abdullah Sadiq Padel and Zahid over the summer, and
Yeah.
they both preferred forward.
there
I
you
don't know
go.
where
Okay.
Foster's getting this, but they both love playing forward. and just
Foster,
getting in.
Foster
You
is
know?
just the new man to talk smash. He's just got his own thing. Anyways, next team is his buddy's team and my buddy's team. Anyways, but
Well, hold on.
Jose-
I didn't even get to talk smack about DC.
too late, man.
Too
It is
late.
what
Oh.
it is.
All right. Don't worry. I'll catch you at the rink, DC.
Next, Ismail. Okay, I got to throw this up there. Ismail Malik, he's got a good eye for the suit, so I appreciate it, bro. Now, Iman, the GM core of Adnan Gangat and Huzaifa Manjra, they went out and got heavy forwards. And one of them is Ismail Malik, and I got to throw his comment up again, right? So he is one of the forwards,
sir.
but they went heavy. And I hear some good things about Hussein Panju too. So apparently he was supposed to go even higher than he did. And I think he went fourth round. So he should have gone first or second. So I don't know. But I envision both the GMs dropping back on defense. Naeem Malik, I think he's going to miss a few games. Imad played a really good game, really good season on defense. And then Dilshan Alvi. So they have a really strong defensive core and an offensive core that can run quite a bit. And then Yasser Hussein to round out that team. But Foster, I'm going to get you to start now on this team and your thoughts.
All right. First off, we've got two good GMs. Wait, where do you see
Adnan and Huzaifa.
Adnan and Huzaifa, the first defensive pair.
I don't know. You've got Huzaifa is playing defense.
Manjra only plays.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
Manjra pretty much only plays D. He has played forward, but when you have already guys that are just all of them are defense. All of them are forwards. You don't have anybody up there that can realistically play D. Azhar Zafar doesn't play D. Saqib Kokar,
Booker, maybe.
he's not happy to play D. I will tell you. So
yeah, that we know. I mean, it's a great position for Saqib to be in. He gets to play forward, and he's going to be centering the top line as we're predicting. You've got Arif there on the second line, interchangeable with Uzzer. I have a feeling, either or can play center,
Yeah.
right? And we talked about like maybe Uzzer might be more effective on the wing, um, because he likes to go in deep, but if he's playing center, he's going to have to try to keep it, blue to blue,
Yeah, and then
or come
Hasnain
come
can
back
step
on deep.
up. So Hasnain can get up there, and then Azar can go in. Like, yeah, absolutely. But again, we always know that people are going to be missing games here and there. I already have a player. I already have a teammate that's missing a game one, regardless. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Abdulaziz, your thoughts?
Yeah, honestly, this team is very well rounded in my opinion, and has the tools on every line of their forwards, and then has a solid decor as well. Assuming this is like what we predict, like having, in my opinion, Dilshad Alvi as your third pair just shows how much depth you have in that defensive core. And then that top line of Hamza Ali, Sakib Poker, and Hussein, and then you have Ismail Malik and Arif on that second line just shows the depth. And not to mention you have the defending champ in the net, which is Yasser Hussein. So I mean, this team drafted very well in my opinion, and they definitely have the potential to make a deep run.
Now
So
we have
here's my question before we move on. Do you think they may have attendance issues?
again that's gonna be interesting. Like I think Naeem Malik's gonna miss a few games here and there. I don't know who else is gonna miss. Like Arif might. He always has
As far
things
as
come
I
up.
So
know,
what happens if Josefa Mandra has to stay home and babysit?
He doesn't do that. Oh man, moving on, moving
Uh,
on.
What, what,
And
if- what,
I,
wait, what if he has to do like a diaper run?
bro, okay. And I'm totally with Arsenal on this. Is can someone spot check what's in Foster's cup? I think he's got some OJ or some juice going on, and just we might have to call it a day early for this guy.
Ah, good old
Okay,
H2O.
H2O. Now Rida's getting. Sorry, Rida has an interesting setup here. They actually have, in my opinion, they have way too many forwards. So when I broke down the draft list and went through, I couldn't figure out where to put some of these guys because they're just listed as forward. Unless, again, Altaf, who's the GM, and Zahir Kazi have some more intel on. I know Altaf can play back as well, but he's better suited as a forward to just spread out the team. So they have only 4 demon, according to me. And Yusuf Kapoor, of course, he can stand on his head, and we'll see what happens there. But they're overloaded with forwards. I don't know what's going to happen here. Well, actually, sorry, Safe had to stepped in and said for the last one. So both Panju and Tarbay are very defensive oriented, huge players, huge asset to the team. So Safe, I do want to put that up there for you. And then Sani just said, sorry, Salam Abdulaziz wins the next hangout. Bro, WhatsApp him, man. WhatsApp him. This is not the place to do that. Come on. And Sakib now prefers defense. Azar can play D. Yeah. Well, we're not talking about pinch here. Anyways. So
So I
Abdulaziz,
see a waste easily moving to D. Like
so
I can see that happening.
so I'll say two
Um, the,
things. I'll
the
say
other
two.
guys I don't.
Yeah,
yeah,
go ahead, go
go
ahead.
for it.
So I'll say two things.
I
One, I know Safe is in the chat, and if he's looking at this, he's like, I'm happy. I get so much playing time because there's only 4D, and I have Yusuf in net. I'm on that floor, shift in, shift out, playing big minutes. Number two, like Foster was saying, yeah, they definitely have some people that have registered as forward that can definitely drop. I've seen Safe play D. I've seen Oasis play D. I've even seen Osama Ali play D. So they can definitely flex those three to balance out their forward and defensive core. And I think right now Safe really prefers the graphic that you put up, Machu.
Hey, it's wrong. It's wrong. Simple as that. Whatever, man. But Foster, you have some intel on this too, right?
Well, I think Waze can drop to D. That's one guy I know. He can play D. So I mean, if they need to cover for someone, that's fine. Like they've got that flexibility. They might just want to run 4 or 5 D, or they might just want to run 4D and have the rest of the guys as forwards, and maybe rotating third line wing pair.
Just run like completely, just um,
Almost
just
four
just
lines.
well, run 4 lines, but just
Yeah.
really quick shifts and power shifts. Like you're on, you're forechecking hard, and you're off. So that could be their strength as well. Now, next up we have Haya with Akib Malik and Luke Arshad as the GMs, and Akib is the first line center with Tayyab Khaler and Hussein Malik, where I don't think there's much of a discrepancy there. I think it's in a Malik situation, and then Hamza Butt is their goalie. Now, on this again, I see the only person that I think can play defense from the forwards and has played before is Abdulaziz and maybe Salim Malik. But I know Abdulaziz, and I'm going to let you speak, of course, that you want to play forward. You don't want to play defense, although you are serviceable on D. But technically, you led your team on scoring in or points overall in the summer season. So I think you rightfully deserve a shot, right? And maybe Imran Lakhanpal wants to drop back on D and then actually have the time and space to use his clapper. But that's just me, talking up here. Faisal, I'm going to start with you on this one.
Okay. I like the first line. I think that's gonna happen. I see Imran, like you said, either going D or interchangeably with forward. But I think he'd be more effective as a forward. That's my opinion. So I think Amar can drop down to D.
But Amar is he's a solid centerman. He wins a lot of draws and he creates a lot of chances. I think his talent would be wasted putting him on D.
He's got legs. He's got legs.
Man, well,
I
okay,
mean,
so
look. That's
so
all.
no,
That's all
so
speculation, right?
I'm gonna mute you now. I'm kidding, but I'm totally in agreement with Daud Siamber here that it's more than okay. We've seen enough. He's gonna take over as the Brown Don Cherry, right? He's just pulling facts from God knows where. But Abdulaziz, why don't you fact check us here? Because this is your
So
team. You might have more intel.
so I've played with Gaya. He's 100% playing forward. Okay, on my line I'm talking. Amir I've also played with in the winter on Iman, and he is a staple center like Maju said. He takes faceoffs and he wins those faceoffs and he will play center, guaranteed. Luckenpal and me are the two interchangeable factors. Now, if Luckenpal wants to use that clapper from the point and have that point shot, and he does have that point shot, as we all know, then definitely, I could see him playing deep pair, even with Arshil Shahabuddin. They've played together. They've played quite a lot together over the summer, so I could definitely see that being a pairing. At the same time, more than happy for the team to switch me up to on forward, on D, depending on attendance. Obviously, I've also played with Arsul Shahabuddin quite a bit, and I've also played with Sadiq Jassat as well in Salam Cup. So I guess we're the two factors that are interchangeable. Everything else is pretty set in stone on our team. But other than, and I think it would basically, it's up to Luke and Akib to be like, okay, do we want, the clapper of Imran at the point and then put Abdulaziz on the wing, or do we want, you know, Abdulaziz to play D and then have Imran on the wing to use his wrister or snapshot, etc., and vice versa. We both have proven point like stats and performances, so that's a flexibility that I think Luke and Akib actually appreciate to have, to be honest.
And we have seen Akib drop back on defense when necessary, and depending on the situation as well. So that
Right.
could readily happen. Sorry, Faisal, you were about to say something before we go to the next team.
I was going to say that there's a lot of depth on this team. Like Luke always drafts a very solid lineup, like top to bottom, right? There's always a depth. Even their, third line guys can easily play second or even first sometimes, right? So look at the depth of that lineup there, right?
Yeah, yeah, for
Um,
sure.
and there's a good mix. You've got young, old, a lot of skill, a lot of hockey IQ, and legs. So Luke always puts together a very competitive team every season. So I mean, and this is no different than that. I think
Yeah.
he's missing a few mullets, but
But you know what? I think Hamza actually has some more protection than he did last season. He was let out to dry, but Hamza, you're not getting away easy from my point of view. I'm gonna call you out on the 3 easy giveaways that turn into like easy empty net goals for teams. You need to talk to your team out there. You need to communicate with your defense. They need to communicate with you. And if everything goes well, and if Hamza can actually, he was solid when he was in the net. It's when he started walking out, trying to make a pass, trying to do something, trying to help the team. That's when that glaring issue came up. But anyways, this is definitely, like Faisal said, a hugely competitive team. From one competitive team to another one, in my opinion, because I am biased, I'm the goalie on this team, is Yakin, and winning a championship before with Yakin as well. But we have a team. We have RC, who is the GM, along with, I don't even know, my other GM is
Yusuf
Dawood.
Siddiqui.
Sorry, Yusuf. I'm going to say Dawood Siddiqui, but yes, Yusuf Siddiqui. And yeah, we have some, I think, solid staple. I put Yusuf on the second pair, the second line, because I'm pretty sure he wants to play with his brothers and just do a pure Siddiqui lineup. They're gonna have definitely some chemistry there. So, and then Zakaria Ali, if he actually shows up, he's apparently gunning for my job now. So I don't know, man. And my intel is that Ahmed Mobeen, although he can play any position, he can play forward, defense. I put him on defense. Same
he
thing
can
with
play
Hamza
goalie
Banda.
too.
He can play goalie. Yeah, honestly, he's my backup right there. So I think we have a good team ahead of us. And there was an accommodation trade here as well, just because of the Yusuf Zaidi going to Ikhlas. AR Butter or Butar came to Yakin. So that was the accommodation trade, and that's why you see AR up there. So Abdulaziz, I want to hear your
Yeah,
yeah,
I think
please.
this team has probably if not the second most competitive decor that I've seen. Is Zakaria Ali, Bilal Alvi have played together on Greenbirds multiple seasons, so I know they already have that chemistry and communication and just the awareness and hockey IQ to know where each other are and play defense correctly. And then Misbah Siddiqui, Bilal Alvi, Hamza Bagat, and Mobeen as well. Solid. All four of them are solid demon that I've seen play, and like in fact Misbah and Mobeen, like you said, are interchangeable. Like if attendance wise they need forwards, those two can hop up and play and score, and they have the hands and the shot. Likewise in their forwards, it's a very strong forward core. It's a very young forward core. So my only concern having a young forward core that has legs is obviously you can't always just do dump and chase, because eventually teams will catch on and they'll shut it down. So how does this young duo of a GM pairing and also this young team itself pivot to when that type of option gets shut down? What do you pivot to create those scoring chances?
Good analysis. And Akib knows what's up because he's calling out, Don Cherry. I'm going to give you the floor, buddy. You know what's up. So let's hear your breakdown of this team.
I was surprised you got Itisham playing on third line.
I know, but it was just because of the accommodation of the brothers, like that. That I know, like that's what I was thinking. I'm like, Itisham on the third. I don't know, man. And the name deserves to be on the
Like,
first line.
yeah,
So where do you
that
move?
doesn't. Listen. You move that bum Naeem Shah all the way to backbench. That guy He's a bootleg Sean Paul. Look it up. Does anybody know who Sean
Anyways,
Paul is?
back to the
He's a
team. Back to the
bootleg Sean
team.
Paul. That's right, Naeem. I'm talking to you.
Back to the team. Let's go. Let's go.
But I see Itisham moving up. I see Itisham moving up. I can't see him playing third line. I can see him out there specialty teams. And Hamza Bagat, yes, you've got him on D. Uh, I think he could be very effective as a forward. And I know he wants to play forward.
Yeah.
I don't know why they got him
It's
at
just
defense.
yes,
I
like
think
he's
I have
such
a
a
feeling
big
someone's
body.
going to drop back to D. Someone else is going to drop back to D and might move Hamza as a forward.
And that's the thing, right? So again, so Misbah, Ahmed Mobeen, and Hamza Bagan are all interchangeable, and we're gonna miss some guys here and there. Itasham Qureshi could easily see first line minutes with RC playing center, right? If people are missing or whatnot. So I think we have a good mix of folks here. Um, but yeah, like Hamza Bagat scored, I think 2 goals or something when he was on Yakin his rookie season. So he's got the ability. It's just not every team uses him to his best potential.
So that's the thing. I think if they use him more effectively, he can have a greater impact for the team during games, right? But if you got him down, third line D or even third line, I don't think you're using him as effectively as you can. He's a big boy and he can move, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And he's got decent hockey IQ. Uh, I think he's not getting the credit he deserves.
no,
Yeah,
for sure.
I agree. And just to like add on to that, I think putting him on forward is actually a great idea because if he plays that wing and cuts to the net, and you have a guy that can take a point shot or a slot shot, you just need him. That's it. You don't need any other traffic in front of the net. He's so big, the goalie does not have a chance to see over his shoulder. Goalie's gonna be having to like look underneath his legs to be able to see the shot. To be honest, so that's how big he is. So definitely, if you can flex him onto that forward core and use him correctly with your point shots from like Korea or Bilal, and the goalies can't see it, what's the other goalie gonna do?
So true, so true. So now we're on to Taqwa, the champs from summer season, keeping the same GM core, which is Asif Bika and Umar Mahmoud. I have Bika as a forward, of course. There's no denying that. Umar Mahmoud interchangeable to forward and defense. They just have a lot of and Suleiman Batti can be. I have him as center, but he can also play defense. He can play center. So it's they have a lot of speed. They have a lot of talent. I'm actually really excited to see where Takwa is going to take this because, like, you have Mo Casantini, Rayan Kawaja, who can run, Abrar Gungat, who can run. So Safwan Samarodia coming off a great rookie season. And then on the back end, they have big bodies, big, smart players. And I think just the ability to kind of control a little bit of the play. And Asif sometimes even, he may not play defense in a way like of coming back and starting on the defensive core, but the man can shoot from anywhere and probably potentially score from anywhere too. So these guys are a real threat. Faisal, I'm going to start off with you, bud. What do you see? What do you like, or are you worried about this team?
Not at all. I wouldn't say I'm worried about him, but what I would say is you've got Omer and Asif both can play forward or D. So I think that's a very strong GM pairing. So that's solid. They've got Sadat Malik on defense. He's a big boy. He can handle his own, and he's a more or less a stay home D man. So if you got him with Omer and Omer pinches, Sadat can cover. I don't know um, his speed how it is now, but he can still he's more or less a stay home D man. So is Amr to a point, Amr Hanif, and he can also score as well. Um, let's see here. You've got Casentini, my dehydrated Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Oh man. Okay. So Abdulaziz, give me your thoughts because you saw them a lot of time in the summer. Of course, players have changed. You played with
Yeah.
Casantini as well. So
So
give me your thoughts about this team.
I think on this team you have one of, if not like one of the most high IQ top lines with Pika, Casentini, and Kawaja. I know Casentini is very much looking forward to playing with those two, and he has the potential to set up and utilize Rayan Kawaja's speed, and then also utilize Asif's shot. The fact that he can shoot from anywhere past the halfway mark. And then the biggest factor in this team that I think will be like for them to really make that push is really their third line of Imran Shah, Safwan, and Sachik. I think it's one of the best third lines, if not the best, that I've seen on all the rosters so far. Just because I know Imran Shah has a shot, Safwan has proven himself in his rookie season in the summer that he can score, and Sachik, I've heard he's from Don Lands, Bika knows him, so I definitely see that third line, making an impact and probably like playing very well if not better than many of the other third lines in the league. And then not
So
to
there's going to be
mention,
some carpooling going on.
yeah, probably. And then not to
At the same,
mention, yeah,
at the same time, I think Salman can easily play wing as well, and
yeah,
I think that's gonna make a huge difference. Like Salman, he can play center, but from what I've
He
seen the
doesn't
past few
he does
seasons,
not like playing the
he's
wing
more,
at all.
but
So count him out.
he's effective on wing.
He is, but he doesn't want to play it. So he would much rather play center or defense. Just
right.
again, limited running, right? He doesn't want to run as much and save his energy for the entire game. Now, Abdulaziz, you spoke about Casentini. I think Casentini is a good player, right? But he's easy to get off his mind, like his game, right? Because you got to start yelling at him, chipping at him a little bit, and he gets angry. He gets off of his game. Although I think I have the stats of 58 career games played with 72 points, which is great, more than a point per game player. But there's been times where he's just like right in front of the net, he misses the bloody net. Like, I don't know,
Yeah.
Casentini, you got to find that next gear, find a way to calm yourself so you don't get riled up by the youth that are just saying, you know what, I'm going to make this man, I'm not going to make it fun for him. And when his frustration shows, it shows. It shows. So
He's overrated.
Dwayne The Rock, you heard it first. Dwayne The Rock Johnson is overrated. I mean, dehydrated. But next team, we got Suber. We got they drafted 7th overall. Suber with the GM pairing of Ahmed Khalid and Mohamed Hamoud. You guys on the draft, you guys were talking about, oh, how many, Hamoud's going to play defense. Sufyan's going to play defense. Come on, guys. Like, I don't understand what you guys were talking about. We already have Asawi, Farouk, Chaudhry, Zuhair Fancy, and Zubair Sheikh already slotted as D-men. Hamoud has not played regular defense for like 5-6 seasons. He's been forward when it's been the fall and the winter seasons. So I have him slotted right up there as a first-line centerman. They're strong through and through in the center. You got Hamoud, Abdullahi, and Sadat. And then on the back end, again, if everyone shows up, Farouk Khan is a regular show. Zuhair is going to show up pretty much every single game. But Asawi and Hamza Chaudhry kind of have some games that they'll be missing. And then I know Asawi's going for Umrah as well. So, mashallah, first of all. And it's tough missing a player like him. But I also put Suhail Samarodia, on defense because I think, I don't think his cardio is where it should be. I think he's working on it. I'm not sure, but I think he might do better playing defense. And Arsal Bhatti rounding this out. Wow, Abdulaziz, Bhatti's your boy. So, and Bhatti's already telling me that Suhail doesn't play defense, but he's gonna learn at some point. So, anyways,
I know Bhatti's gonna be yelling.
How many ways are you gonna score on Bhatti? How many ways?
I don't know, man. Hopefully, I'm praying that I get week 1 matchup against Summer. I don't know what the schedule looks like, but if I do, I'm hoping to, carry my team to victory. That much I know. That way, I can score on Arsenal and get as many points on him. Just because, like I said in the draft show, I get under his skin. I think in this team, the reason why I said Hamoudi would play D is because in the summer, obviously with attendance issues, me and him were the pairing of like a D pairing that we played together. So that was the reason. But definitely now that he has such a more well-rounded D core, he'll definitely shift back forward. But the question is for me, does he play center with his recent surgery that he had on his back? And I know he doesn't have like his mobility has taken a hit. So does he really play center and be that third defenseman that's coming back, or does he leave that, or does he give that to Sufyan or Ahmed Khalid and say, I'm gonna play wing, I'll cover the point guys, but because of my speed. So I think the biggest X factor in this team is their scoring. I know they have like on paper they have a lot of talent in their forward core, but where does that scoring come from? It can't just be Anas or Ahmed Khalid. It needs to come a bit from everywhere. And then, or maybe it comes from their defense. They do have guys that can take that clap from the point, and if they can get that traffic in front of the net, definitely I can see these defensemen racking up.
Are you talking about
Or
Ahmed
maybe-
Khalid or are you talking about Austin Matthews? But anyways, Faisal, have your shot, bud.
Well, I was gonna say maybe Ahmed Ibrahim has a breakout season.
Maybe.
And on
You
second
never
line, he
know.
starts potting all those goals from that wing there.
I
I've
don't know
seen
what I was doing putting him at second line. You know, he's a bum. He's a third line
Hey,
bum.
he's playing with Hamza Abdullahi. All of a sudden, he starts racking up all those goals via assists from Hamza back and forth. And you got Anas there too. They're just going to be setting him up. All he's got to do is park himself in front of the net and wait for those dirty rebounds. Boom. Those
He's
guys just
been
have to shoot on net.
He's definitely been practicing tipping in the summer though. And Abdulaziz, we got Arsenal Butty just calling you out too, just back
I
and forth
know, I
here,
know,
boys. So I
I
can't
know.
wait for that
You
match.
know, okay, but you gotta look at this. Arsal, yes, he was new to the league as a goalie, but he's been playing goalie for quite some time in other leagues. He was just new in the summer, and the guy, had the lowest GAA. Call it summer league, call it whatever you want, but numbers don't really lie. Like, I mean, if the guy had the lowest GAA, competitive with Yusuf Kapoor, uh, that means something, right?
Yeah, no, 100%. I agree.
Oh
And
well, we got Habibi chiming in here. Trust the process.
trust
That
the
process has
process.
been happening for the last what? How many years? 50?
The
60?
ri- the rate
Still
of
working on that
didn't work.
process,
The rate
but
of process didn't work in the
I
summer. So I
predict
don't
he's
know.
going to have high point season. Just if he's playing
Career.
on the second line with Anas and Hamza. Just trust the
Yeah, and
process, guys.
I guess
Trust it.
just to close, I guess Suber out. I think their X factor is definitely going to be Arsenal. Believe me, when he's dialed in, he is dialed in, and his stats prove, his stats prove that point. And Suber did take him at 39 in the draft, which is, very. I think it was like the domino effects of the goalies, but
Yeah.
Suber wanted to get one of those high caliber goalies, and they got it. And if they can play well around Arsenal, in my opinion, they don't need to have any worries about that goalie position because I know Arsenal will have it locked down as long as he can see the shot or he can track it very effectively, in my opinion.
So okay, look. First Rida, they secured a goalie in Yusuf Kapoor. Then you had Haya quickly take Hamza, but following that was Taqwa, who secured Khalid Mufti. So
Actually, Ihsan took Josefa Mahida 32nd, and then coming back was Khalid
you're
Mufti at
right.
38.
Right. Oh yeah, right. Okay, I missed
So,
that.
so to be
You're
quite
right.
honest, they were Suber was basically trying to take the best of the last three goalies. And no offense to Arsenal, but you have Arsenal, me, and Yasser as the last three goalies basically on the board. And I think they didn't, they wanted to go with who they knew, and they did get one of the better goalies. To be quite honest, right? His goals against average was the lowest this summer. So you can't discount the stats. Anyways, let's jump on to the last team. The last team of the draft, well, team number 8 was Ikhlas. The GM, again, goalie GM. So featured Yusuf Mohammed as their goalie GM and Hassan Mohammed, who is the other GM. So brothers, and they had last pick. So they had that snake pick. They took Mikhail Zaidi and Ridwan Ali 1 and 2. Now, I don't know these Greenbirds, right? I think these are a lot of Greenbird guys. Sorry,
Dynamo.
Dynamo guys.
No, they're Dynamo.
And the thing with me is I don't know a lot of these guys, so I basically went off of the order and what they drafted up with. And I'm being told Adnan Mir is a defenseman.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I have seen him play forward, but that's totally my mistake if he is his defense. So then you have 4 D men, right? And Yusuf, you're in the chat, so give us the lowdown, bro. Because
Why would he expose his team before the schedule's out?
expose what, man? It's one player playing one position. Come on, okay. Anyways,
Okay,
Abdulaziz.
look at this.
Oh,
I think you can have. I'm on this team here. I can say, okay, Salman Alvi, you've got him as a forward, but he can easily play D, and he's got great cardio, he's got good legs, and he's got a crazy shot, right? So I would put Salman Alvi on D. Now you've got a lot of young guys from the Dynamo squad who've got legs. Mikhail, Ridwan, um, who else here?
Yusuf Zaidi.
Bungish brothers, right?
Yeah,
all of them.
I'm hearing that the
Uh,
Bungash brothers were supposed to be gone a lot higher than they did. So that might be
I think
some.
a lot of guys didn't know,
Yeah,
right? Like which I'm actually kind of surprised. Like I mean, their father Zia played in the league years ago, and you know he's now his sons are playing. And these guys, I know they've been playing ice hockey and stuff. They're high IQ hockey players. Now, some say like the transition changes from ice hockey to ball hockey, but if their cardio's up, if their IQ is there, like I have played ice hockey with them in Saga, and I've seen them play. They're going to be great. I'm happy to have them on my team. I don't want to play against them.
yeah, and for sixth and seventh round, I think that definitely, if everything is true, then it's definitely a steal. Now, Abdulaziz, you know
Yep.
some of these guys, right? I think
Yeah.
you have a little bit of lowdown on them.
Yeah, so I've played with Adnan Mir, and yeah, like Yusuf said, he is a demon. He has a pretty good shot as well from the point, so I definitely could see him slot. And likewise with Salman Alvi, he could definitely play. He's actually like interchangeable, so he can definitely run the forward, run on that forward line wherever he's slotted, but he can also play um, D, and I think I know Khizr Horatio as well, and he has legs, so I definitely know he's going to be playing forward, and I know he'll prove himself and play on maybe even the second line because he will run and prove it. And I know Yusuf Muhammad has played with him over the summer at Isna, so that's how I know Yusuf took him. But definitely has the legs to play line two with either one of the Bungash brothers or Hussein on his wing, and he can definitely prove, and he'll show it. And I'm sure that he'll on Friday that although he's maybe here on that fourth line, he deserves line 2 minutes in my opinion, and he was definitely like new to the league, so a steal for Yusuf because he knew him, but I don't think any of the other GMs did.
You
Who's
can
this?
run. You can run all you want, but if you're not actually scoring, you're not doing anything that's more effective and a hockey play, it means nothing. So just because you got legs and the wind to keep going doesn't mean that you get second. I think Hussein Hamad deserves to be there with his high hockey IQ. Heck, he might even play defense if asked nicely. But Faisal, he was talking about Khizr Qureshi.
Right. Okay. Just want to make sure because I missed that. And I think Hussein Hamad, he's been surprisingly effective, like scoring those key goals in those surprise situations, right?
Yep, absolutely.
So you know what, you can't count him out. You've got him on second line. He can put some goals in.
Yeah,
Same with
100%.
Imran Shah. We didn't talk
100%.
about him, but Imran Shah, he's got a shot. The guy, he's a bit of a sniper. You leave him open, and he's putting a top shelf, and he has.
I
He's
think
scored a
you're
lot of
all,
goalies.
bro. That was like 10 minutes ago, right? Like I get
But
you're
sometimes
older,
if you miss,
and sometimes
if you miss,
it's harder for you to remember things and recall
it's
things
past
right
his
all
away,
right,
past his
hey,
right?
bedtime,
hey,
you know.
hey, buddy, chill out. I was gonna talk nice about you. Chill out.
Why? Why you gonna talk nice on a show when to face to face? You're like,
Okay, Zaid. I was gonna say this about you. Like, yeah, you got picked up last round as a goalie, but again, and I think guys need to know this. I think I don't know why guys underrate you. Like consistently over so many seasons, you've managed to get your team to the playoffs, if not the finals, and win championships. I've won a championship with you. We've been in the finals together. We've had good runs together. Um, I think for whatever reason, I don't know what the GM thought process is, and I don't get into that. Uh, but you don't go higher in the draft, and than you should, which is surprising to me because I think you surprise a lot of people when it comes game time.
I
Anyways,
appreciate it,
enough
this was not
enough
a
of
paid.
the niceties. That's it. You're not going to hear any more from me for the rest of the season because you're trash from here on forward.
That's fine, and that was not a paid moment or anything like that. I didn't pay him to give me the compliments. But boys, I do genuinely thank you because that's the end of our show. I genuinely thank you guys for showing up and giving me your 2 cents as always. Any parting thoughts that you guys would like to share before we officially sign off for the night? I'm going to
I
start
hope
with you,
Faisal
Abdulaziz.
scores this season or gets some points. I don't know.
What was he 0 for 0 for 0?
I think he had so many chances in the past summer season, and he would hit the goalies. He would hit everywhere where the ball shouldn't go. He would hit the goalie helmet, or he would go high. It was. I was like, come on, Foster.
It
Maybe it's time
was
to
a
change
bit of
that wooden stick. I was like, you have a composite stick. Maybe you'll
bro.
actually score some goals.
It was a bit of an off season. What can I say? It happens. I did score in the finals, but too little, too late. Um, it is what it is. But it's a new season, so summer's done. We're into the fall. Let's go. It's gonna be a whole new season. Let's turn it up. Let's show up, and Ikhlas is gonna win.
And Omar Malik, you might have joined us late. I know what people are looking for the schedule. We don't have a schedule set in stone just yet, but inshallah, we are working on it, having it out tomorrow. And just a few other comments. We got Abdullah, just no preview, no party. Dawood DC just letting me know that our Faisal scores in the finals, so you got to get there. And of course, there was a legendary goal. Habibi just letting us know
We're getting there.
Schedules are going to be out soon. And Arsal, just Faisal is legendary. So Jazakallah, boys, for joining. And inshallah, I'll see everyone on at the rink on Friday.
Take care, everyone.
Inshallah. See you guys Friday.